No Man's Sky is a game that, when it first released, did not go over well with a lot of people. And understandably so, because it promised a lot of things before its release that didn't happen to be there upon its release. And looking back over the past 8 years, if you would have told me that No Man's Sky, and this time after so many updates, was going to become the game that it is, I probably wouldn't have believed you. And the game has very quickly gone from something that was a massive disappointment to me that I just didn't want anything to do with to me giving it a second chance and realizing that the developers really do care about this project, and I think they were just excited about what they wanted to create and went about the whole process wrong. And I honestly can give them a lot of credit for how much love and care they've put into this project, even after all the hate it got. Because if they didn't, we wouldn't have the wonderful space survival exploration game that we do now. No Man's Sky constantly still gets updates to this day. As of speaking right now, about a month ago, there was a pretty sizable update to No Man's Sky that added in fishing. It also added in auto catchers for the people who don't enjoy fishing. They added a water skiff that allows you to like traverse over water. They have an underwater jetpack now. There's a bunch of new cooking recipes, and they have new decorations for bases. And that's just one recent update. Every time I see, like, look at my Steam account, I swear I see a news update for No Man's Sky that's just like, hey, we've put in new stuff. I couldn't begin to tell you everything that they've put into this. The graphics have come a very long way since when they first started. The space stations recently got a rehaul. If you remember the old bland ones where like you just land and there was like the two areas on each side to go to and that was it. Yet these are the new space stations that you can travel to and they have been completely redone. The atmosphere is different. Everything just looks gorgeous. The vendors are still active and they've added in new stuff. There's like expeditions and stuff that you can go on. There's these dreadnought ships that you can go and raid. Uh, I think there's like some sort of like bug update that they did at one point. I haven't fully kept up with it for the full entirety of the past 8 years, but it is a game that I've returned to quite frequently, and for good reason. It's I mean, it constantly has been adding new stuff in. So besides the new update, Aquarius, it's obviously just past its 8 year anniversary. It still gets its regular updates. They've been bringing over tech actually from their new game, Light No Fire, which they're basically I don't know if you'd consider it reverse engineering, but like they are bringing over tech that they've designed for their new game, Light No Fire, over to No Man's Sky, a game that they released 8 years ago, and they're still putting that into the game, which shows a ton of effort into something that they've cared about over the years. Um, and they do continue to support it alongside Light No Fire, I believe is what they've said. It's still going to continue to get regular updates, and it's not going to like fall off alongside Light No Fire. I think Light No Fire is going to have more of a medieval feel to it than the sci-fi aspect. So they're kind of hitting both markets with what they're doing here. And honestly, it's a brilliant idea. Um, I think other studios like Bethesda have kind of done that. Like they've capitalized on two different markets of like the medieval fantasy setting, and then you've also got your like well then now they have the sci-fi side with Starfield, even though that didn't didn't release in the greatest of terms, but I know it's got a pretty sizable fan base now that has fallen in love with the game, and I think that's respectable. I think games like Light No Fire, or not Light No Fire, sorry, talking about their new game too much, but games like No Man's Sky have, they're going to still have the people that just refuse to play them because they got burned, and that's understandable. I've been through quite a few of those. Anthem is one that I always reference a lot because how much that game frustrated me and what I was looking forward to. But No Man's Sky has been one of the few games that has thwarted my expectations on what would happen. So that's been a comforting thing about going back to play it. And I think if they continue to support it the way they have, this game could honestly end up becoming a staple game like Minecraft kind of has. Love it or hate it, current Minecraft, it's still one of the most popular games out there. Same thing with like games like Fortnite. Like the games continue to get updates, and as long as they get updates and people keep playing them, then they're going to continue to succeed, and that's going to mean that they're going to continue to get updates. The game also does have VR support, which a lot of people don't know. Heck, I've still been able to play No Man's Sky with my Oculus Quest through like virtual desktop. I can just kind of connect my Oculus to my PC, and then I can play the VR version of this through Steam like that. Um, and then controller is really good for it too. I prefer playing on controller personally, but that's usually most survival games for me. They just seem to be better built for controller, at least ones that have been ported to console at least. Obviously, you've got some like 7 Days to Die and stuff like that, kind of the inventory management games where like you need a little bit more versatility with a keyboard and mouse, where you can do those like quick movements in your inventory much swifter with with a mouse over the analog stick. But besides all of that, I think without a doubt I can highly recommend No Man's Sky in 2024. If you played this game years ago and it disappointed you, I can promise you without a doubt that it is not the same game that you remember it being, and you will probably find a lot of new love within it. I mean, just look at the like views that they've added onto here. This is like one of the new planetary biomes they've added in that has like floating islands, and you can build on these. Like this little portal over here is one that I placed down. So just give No Man's Sky another shot in 2024. I highly recommend it. I hope this video helped you out, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.